Back in September, the Jets lost a shootout in their first matchup against the Bills. Can Buffalo sweep the series? Find out next on Madden Football.
Well, there is a brand new stadium starting to take shape just across the way, but for now, the action is here at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season, winners of 8 of their last 10. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in on a one-game winning streak. What do you say we keep that one positive? Because they haven't had much to be positive about. And we are underway in Buffalo. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. And we see the Bills offense take the field here at quarterback, Josh Allen.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
On play action, Allen. To the right side here, caught by Kincaid. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll leave them with a... Allen off the play fake. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Hardman to return. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain. Wilson. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. The Jets at 1-8 now on the year. They come in on a 1-game winning streak. See if you can call it that. But remember, that was on the heels of an 8-game losing streak.
Keep it positive here. I'm going to take your advice. I think that's a good idea. Let's keep it positive. let's face it, it's almost like in the theater. You're only as good as your last performance. They're hoping to make this an extended run now, not close after one performance.
Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now Wilson on first down. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a... And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And 5 yards on the... Straight ahead is Hall. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Now it's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by them. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Hey, we can push ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Wait a second, they declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Now let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw is Wilson. Steps away to his left. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
A lot lot depended on the spot there, and he got it. But it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. From the 46, here's a 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this one's incomplete. Trying to find Breece Hall out of the backfield. But now it's 3rd down. You look at this Buffalo defense, and they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch. But nothing doing on that one.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. On 4th down, here's the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt for the Jets. Deontay Hardy back deep. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now.
Stephon Diggs into space at the 45. Off to the races. Stephon Diggs. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs hitting double digits. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And New York set to take the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen.
In his own end zone, it's Allen. That pass complete to Deontay Hardy. Now he's free up the left sideline. He's got a full head of steam. The race is on. Touchdown, Bills. Deontay Hardy. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They go play action with Wilson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
27 yards there, a first down. Nothing is the score after one on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Hall. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Well, they'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On the draw, it's Hall. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Here's Hall again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson, rolling to his right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw to a target and get that pass away.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit. On play action, Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Hardy. 11 yards for number 11.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't...
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely, You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Play action. It's Wilson. It's caught at the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Now it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Zach Wilson, an 8-yard touchdown run. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Working out of the shotgun, here's Allen. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 37. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Here's Allen. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Buying time to his left. Allen hit. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Play action. Now Wilson. That's caught left side. Ruckert with it. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Paul on a give up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Wilson being chased out left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
He was trying to get that one out to his running back out of the backfield, but that one was read and timed perfectly, and they were able to break it up.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that's going to tie us at 13. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble.
Throwing on first down is Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. They'll find Diggs once more on the completion. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo.
And again, it's Allen. And Diggs has it.
And they're going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well. It's a down inside the 20.
Here's Allen to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to take over here up near the 40.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that?
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Loose inside the 30.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Wow, a big mistake.
The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, You can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz it? Do I need to pressure it? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
That one covers 29 yards, first down. Here's Wilson, out to his left. Open man is Uzama. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, Wilson. And this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
The football back to the Bills and Stephon Diggs.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun, because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Inside the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Damian Harris, his 8th rushing touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he...
into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking, must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
And really a nice job there to make something out of that run, sidestepping defenders for a pickup of 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's what...
Touchdown! Dawson Knox, a 22-yard touchdown.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone.
And a pretty poor return as he will dive to the ground to give himself up. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, It has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Yeah, he'll find Hall, and he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit.
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Bills, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Jets, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner, who's had quarterbacks' numbers all season, coming down with 7 picks. It's the Dolphins and the Jets, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, a fun matchup in the AFC East, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they come in really scuffling, losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And they've been an underachieving team, but they do have some pretty good pieces in place. Let's see if they can use some of the younger guys and make themselves better.
Play action, now it's Tua. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams, there to bring him down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. First carry for Raheem Mostert. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. And Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear a next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week, Nick. Rush coming, and he's taken down. C.J. Mosley able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Hardman on the return. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now the new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
After years of flirting with the idea, the 4-time MVP finally found his way out of Green Bay this offseason, guiding himself to the Jets. We know he's already a Hall of Fame lock, but this is a chance to add one more crowning achievement to his resume.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And check down complete to Hall. And he's going to get him another 1st down here as he's able to dive forward to get as much as he can. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks from all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Throwing is Rodgers. This pass complete to Ruckert. Now a stoppage, and we've got Chubb shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. from the 43. Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here's Baldwin, and he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
The Jets at 1-9 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
You talk about this Miami defense.
And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And diving to try to get the first down. He's going to be a little bit shy of the marker. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. On the carry, it's Baldwin. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
There you go, partner. That's some old-school football right there. You need 1 yard? Give it to your bruiser fullback and let him get the job done.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defense. Go with the football.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a big...
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this. And he's going to go down again. Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. So pretty good opening drive. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, They want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
It's his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. So Tua making the completion there. What's different about playing a left-handed quarterback like him? And specifically, I guess, what does this defense need to try and take away?
I'll take the first part that you asked about being left-handed. We've got to find out if he can move to his right and still continue to be accurate. So I want to push him in that direction and see if he can get his body squared around and make those throws that he's used to making. The next part is he's a dart thrower. Loves those short to intermediate routes first. Sit on those and make him throw the deep ball. Not that he's not capable, but you want him to prove it to you first.
And that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
Three 3-0 after one on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Two and a throw again. That swung out to Mostert. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins are going to tie the score at 3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Hall. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
A great job there, and that old cliche, take it what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in? But that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate that was just incomplete.
On play action, now Rodgers. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense. When Tua gets out of the pocket, you're worried about him scrambling and getting a 1st down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
On 2nd down, Tua.
Completes this to Elijah Higgins.
They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. A short throw. This is caught by Cox. Look at the big man rumble. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Achane on 1st and 10.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Looking to pass. Tua. Got a man. It's Berrios complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
On play action, here's Tua. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
So out now come the Jets. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll run with Hall.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Cameron Good in there to make the stop.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Christian Wilkins. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. His throw incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. And his throw here is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are...
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers.
This pass complete to Ruckert.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
A handoff for Hall.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll complete this one to Berrios. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Micah Parsons.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. That they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force
that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
This is taken at the 15. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7.
And the Jets will take over. New York's offense back out there and set to go.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and down he goes. And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Rodgers.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his first touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And New York set to take the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Dancing to his left. Open man is Uzama. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Now a dump off here complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now... Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd.
Here's Tua. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Tua.
And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
H.A. now up the middle.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to pass. Tua. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That goes for a gain of 31. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are right back in this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and take it to the half. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field.
The interception was a good starting point, but still a huge hill to climb with his 3-score deficit and time fading.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Gonna look deep for Wilson. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. That is caught. It's Uzama. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where his coaches You're looking for effort and
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jets.
Brees Hall.
54 yards.
And the Jets are fine. Here's A-Chain to begin the drive.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
They'll run for it with A-Chain.
Gets around him, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Oh, wide open, complete, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Miami, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-.